Okay, this is on a 2004 Buell Blast. I just bought the bike last summer, late in the year, and I just did the oil change on it, and I'm about to do, or was working on the transmission fluid change. Now, if you follow what the book says, you're going to run into a problem with this mounting for the foot peg. There are 3 screws. You can see 2 of them there. There's a third one behind that brace. What the book says is you got to remove that brace in order to get at that. That is the cover for the transmission. Now, I don't suppose you can see it in here. Anyway, there's a lot of wire and hose in there. It's really, really difficult to get at the nuts that sit on 3 studs that are like right here. I don't know an easy way to do it. I tried for quite a while and I couldn't figure out a way to do it. You may be able to loosen up the nuts and work that way, but there's a better way of doing it. If you look at this, you can, let's see if I can get this where I want it. You can see the third screw back there. You can't see it on the video here, but it's right, let's see, right about here. Okay, if you drill a hole through there, you'll see it if you're playing with this. If you drill a hole through there, you can get the third screw out. Now, don't take the screws out all the way. Take them out part way. That will allow that'll allow you to at least see the fluid levels in there. Now, the drain plug for that is down here. Let's see if I can get to that without killing myself. Yeah, the drain plug's straight down here. There are 2, there's an adjuster of some kind, and then there's a drain plug. That comes out, but the exhaust, there's the plug. The exhaust will not let the drain plug come out all the way. It doesn't really need to. You can drain it into a pan, which is what I've done here, without pulling the plug all the way. You don't get to clean it or re-gasket the plug that way, but at least you can do it. Now, what I'm going to do to fill this up is I'm going to use this breather tube. This breather tube tucks in here. You'd be able to find it. It's the only thing that looks like this, and mine has writing on it. I assume yours would too. Again, this is a 2004 Buell Blast. Your applications may vary. Now let's walk around the bike. By the way, I got one of these axle stands at a local shop. Cost me 40 bucks. Ran some rebar through the axle and popped it up like that. Made my world a lot easier. And I've got my air cover pulled off. Anyway, the other end of that breather tube is right here. Okay, that's the other end of it. You can't see it too well, but that's where it comes from. So what I'm going to do is, I measured out the right amount of oil. I'm going to use 20W50 racing oil in it. I did a lot of reading up on it, and that oil is really recommended. And I'm using motorcycle oil, motorcycle synthetic on it. It's a Valvoline product. I could use Mobil 1 or something like that. But anyway, that's what I'm using to do this. What else? It's a pain in the ass, to be quite honest, to change that. But I looked through YouTube and a few other places, and I wasn't able to find a good description of how to do this without pulling that bolt behind this brace. So, let's see, what else was I going to talk about? Foot pegs. I had to replace the foot pegs. I managed to break one off. They're not easy to find, kids. So if you're going to be looking, I looked on eBay. I couldn't find anything on Amazon that would work for a 2004. I found a lot that said they did. And this one that's on there now, that's not stock. It's one I bought. I had to do some filing on it to get it to fit right, which weakens it a little bit, I'm sure, but you do what you got to do. I guess that's about it. Again, I'm going to use a zip tie and hold this hose up this way, run a funnel into it, and I've measured out 1 quart and a little bit less, and that's what's going to go in there. And it's going to take a while, because going down the breather tube isn't exactly the best way to do that, but it's going to be a lot easier than trying to get that frame piece off. Anyway, I hope this helps you and saves you some time. I had to go through a lot of crap to get to this point. Happy riding, kids.